Tristana loves that little Teemo dick. Welcome to Leaguecast.
Blinded by the shadow your light cast.
Headshot. Let's go. Welcome to the League of Trade.
Hello and welcome to episode 390 of the Leaguecast podcast. I'm your host, King Cooper. Joining me, Aiden Frost Rockarts.
I'm Aiden Frost Rockarts.
Yeah, I stumbled through that one, remembering my name. Colton Blue Basket Sweat.
Hey, it's me, Colton. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you for asking.
Hi, how are ya?
Hi, how are you? Hey, this week we got some pretty big news out of Evo. What? And then a Facebook update, some reviews, a Vi-Weekly about a very special... I'm sorry, not a Vi-Weekly, a Metakaiser about a very special, kind of cheesy pick. Roundtable question and answers, a cheese pick, some LCS talk, and we'll round it out with some emails. First, let's talk about our weeks. Aiden, why don't you lead us off?
I didn't. Okay. So I
Good
played
start.
very little TFT. I didn't play many other games, but I played a average amount of League. I would say like slightly less than probably Nick and Colton. But what I did start doing was I've challenged myself to win on every single character in the game in order. So I played my Aatrox game, and I won after 2 games, and then I played my Ari game, won after 4 games, and then I'm currently on Akali. I've lost 1 game on her, but I actually feel like I played pretty well late game on her. So it's kind of just cool, like learning how characters work and stuff, and I feel like I do get better the more games I play on them, surprisingly. Wow, what a surprise if you practice something. You get good. I have like a spreadsheet that I'm keeping track of stuff. I'm also considering doing like weekly update videos for our YouTube or something, or maybe like release them early on Patreon or something like that, where I would have like a bunch of highlights from those games, highlights and lowlights over my course games. Then I just like talk over them, talking about like what I learned about the character and if I think they're good and stuff like that. I might do that. I'll probably produce one regardless, and then if I think that one's like decent, then I might make them weekly. Because I really do want to play through all the characters. I feel like I'm currently kind of bored of the game, so that's a good way to kind of spice things up. And I'm having fun with it so far. Other than that, though, I don't think I did much in the world of League of Legends.
Fair enough.
What about in the world of Canada?
Just working and stuff. You know, I'm just tired. I'm like Nick.
All right.
What about you, Colton?
So I didn't play a ton of League this week. Played a couple games of TFT, but I've been pretty busy with just real life stuff, I guess. I am going to be moving to Texas in like a week and a half. So
Poggers.
That's a lot of planning to do.
That's huge news.
Yeah.
When did you decide on that?
When
Today.
I got... No, like last Thursday, when I finally got a response from the school, and it was like, hey, you're accepted. Classes start in 2 weeks.
What
and
school
I'm
are
like,
you going to?
UT Dallas. So for those of you who follow the collegiate esport scene, their team is pretty good. I was looking the other day, I think, of their 5-man roster with 3 subs. I think they had 6 Grandmaster players.
Wow.
So probably not going to make the team, but at least it'll be fun to like have people to talk to and like maybe be like an analyst or something. Or who knows, maybe I'll grind real hardcore and get challengers so I can be on the team and you guys can watch me in the collegiate scene. Ooh.
Lots of teams have like B teams and stuff like that as well, though. I'm sure like there'll be lots of people who play League there.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So I've just been, looking at, signing up for classes, and mainly my number one priority right now is finding somewhere to live. So I've got a couple apartments I'm looking at. It's just a matter of I can't look at them until I'm down there. But yeah, aside from that, I've just been hanging out with people, having a good time for the end of my summer, and doing work stuff. But yeah, that's mostly my week. So Nick, what are you up to?
much, I guess, less news than Colton. Yeah, work and school as always. More Fallout. I've been enjoying that a ton. Did play quite a bit of League, trying to stay on my first win a day grind, and that's been interesting to say the least. Sometimes we don't win, like a lot of the times, and that's okay. And I think that's pretty much it. It wasn't too crazy. We watched Evo this weekend,
That was fun.
which is kind of okay.
Yeah, we did.
It was probably my least favorite Evo so far.
Most of the games were garbage.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying the Tekken Top 8. I haven't finished it yet, but there have been a couple matches that I really, really liked.
Tekken was by far the best, top 8 on Sunday.
Okay, I thought Smash was really good, but the only thing I didn't like about Tekken is I think Kazumi is how you pronounce her name. The girl with
Kazumi.
because I think Kazumi and Jack are the fucking most boring characters in the game,
Yeah, fuck Jack, dude.
and there was 4 of them in the
Fuck
top 8
Jack.
for that game. So that's like
really
well,
I've seen
there's
a lot of,
2 Jacks and 2 Kazumis.
There's at least I don't know. There's definitely a few Kazumis, a few Steves, some Dragonovs,
Some Geese.
Shaheen, Geese.
Yeah, Geese is cool as fuck.
Geese is
dude.
really cool, and
Geese
so
is-
is Steve. I agree.
Holy shit.
I just think
I
Kazumi
love
and
Steve,
Jack
dude.
are boring.
She just yeets her tiger at you. What's the fun in that?
I don't know. I don't find her fun. Like Smash, so Nick doesn't think Smash is that good. He also did. Yeah, I think you agreed the grand finals were good for Smash, right?
Oh, the grand finals were really good.
So I've watched a lot of Ultimate though, and this is the best top 8 by a long shot, Nick, because there was no Olimars, there's no garbage character. The only garbage character in the game was Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt's
Duck
fucking
Hunt, fuck you, Throbby.
so fucking boring. How did also our listener? I've never seen someone be more wrong about anything in my life. I like the guy, but holy shit, he thinks Duck Hunt's interesting to watch. Rob's interesting to watch. What was the other character? He likes all these garbage characters that are
he likes Snake.
yeah, fucking degen characters. Honestly, they're just boring projectile spamming garbage. But he's Pokemon Trainer is shit to watch. I'm like, what do you mean? Pokemon Trainer is probably the coolest character in the game to watch, by a lot. Fuck.
Currently, yeah, probably.
It's just so. I guess maybe I'm overhyping because I'm comparing to other top 8s, but every other top 8 other tournaments involves Snakes, Olimars, garbage like that, right? So this was there's only one player who played a garbage character at the top 8, which I appreciated. So that's why I thought it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, the grand finals are super hype. I just feel I don't know. There's maybe 1.5 players that have the game figured out, I guess. And that's not the most entertaining to watch.
Isn't it exciting that you think when the game gets to that point though, when everyone plays MKLeo and Tweak? I think it'll be fun as fuck.
Yeah, sure. Eventually, I hope so. But I think systematically, the game just feels like something that I'm not going to enjoy as much.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote this out in a post on our Discord, but the game feels a lot slower. Characters take way longer to die. There's none of that skillful cheese, I'll put it that way, ledge guarding and cheesy low percentage spikes, which are kind of lame if it happens to you. But if you are watching that in a grand finals, for a comeback, that's sick. And I don't know. I guess I feel kind of salty that it seems like nothing about Melee has changed. I guess from I don't know, viewership / player base. And it's kind of being, I left it to die, I suppose.
It was
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it definitely would get more viewers than every game except for Ultimate and Tekken, probably.
Yeah, get more viewers
Dragon
than
Ball,
Blaze
maybe.
Blue for sure.
Any of those garbage little games. Okay, that's not the right way to title it, but you know what I mean. Any of the smaller games that we don't care about. It it seems that they just want to get rid of Melee because Melee is fucking hard as shit for a large convention to set up because you need CTRs or CRTs.
I mean,
CRTs.
Yeah.
But I work with CTRs. And
how
it's a
difficult
currency
can that
transaction report.
How difficult can that be?
I just understand that and you have to it's more of a mess than other games to set up.
I mean, sure, but when that game is bringing
And
in
Mr. Wizard
huge-
hates them.
I mean, that's the big thing, Like it's gonna get featured at literally every other tournament, like on this year. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough, and like I don't know. To me, it feels like taking it away, like took out a chunk of Evo. Like when I think about Evo, I think about, to me it's like Tekken and Smash.
Yeah, to me,
those are the games I care about more. But
I mean, if I'm picturing like Sunday, I'm expecting to watch Melee, I'm expecting to watch Tekken, expecting to watch Street Fighter, and then like
Street Fighter,
like
true.
1 to 2 other games. And those games not being Blaze Blue and not being Samurai Showdown. Sorry if you like those games.
I mean, I didn't watch any Samurai Showdown. Blaze Blue, I think it's still fun, but like I don't know. I feel like Melee is much more established and popular.
It's just like it's way faster than basically any other game, like in my opinion, and it's probably the easiest to like pick up and play, and also just start watching. You know, there's none of those like, oh, he's doing a super sick like infinite combo where there's so much happening on screen. No, you just got two dudes running around like kicking each other.
So here's my problem with like any fighting game that I don't watch. I'm not sure if this is true for other players. Melee, and like I guess Smash games in general are the exception because they don't apply to this rule. But if I watch any fighting game that I've never like played or seen before, Nick, I watch it for like a set or two, and I go, oh, this is a 2-hit game, or this is a 3-hit game. And that's how I define the game. I go, you win off of 2 combos unless you drop them, right? Like Dragon Ball, if you're a new player coming, or if I'm watching Dragon Ball Fighters for the first time, I go, Dragon Ball Fighters is a 2-hit game. I hit 2 combos that I don't drop, they die. And I feel like that makes most fighting games boring to watch as like an outsider. Whereas Melee or even Ultimate, it's like 50-hit games, you know what I mean, or like 20-hit games, because like there's crazy neutral where you don't take 2 of their stocks off neutral, right?
Yeah, I think it's different. I feel like with Ultimate 50-hit game, that's a good way to put it. Melee is like it's gonna be probably lower than 50, but it could also be like 2.
Yeah,
and I think that excitement is just like, I don't know, the potential for like, oh, jab into rest at any point, you know,
fucking shine into spike.
Yeah, shine into, or I guess that would be like, I don't know, or like Marth, you know, grab into fucking
Tipper,
the fucking grab into the Ken combo, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I'm salty.
Like, no, I agree. I just think that I was just more justifying for like people who do enjoy the other games from an outsider. That's how at least I view those games, and you probably do as well. I'm like, oh, King of Fighters is another good example. I'm like, fucking Christ, oh, is this a 3-hit game? Wow. And then I get bored of it. But I'm sure if you play those games, you actually really enjoy them, like watching them.
Yeah. I mean, we're just not like getting the intricacies of, you know, those games.
Like, I like Blaze Blue, but I'm still, like, I haven't really paid much attention to the new one, and I was bored watching because I'm like, oh, this is a 2-hit game. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's kind of cynical to look at the game that way, but it's hard to follow games that you don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you don't have like an immediate attachment to any character. And granted, like Ruby exists in Blaze Blue, so maybe that like
They won.
drew it in a little bit.
2 of the characters
Pog.
were the like duo that
It
won.
was Yang and Ruby.
Yeah, and they announced a new character from Ruby, which I'm actually I don't play the game, don't care, but like the new character looks sick. They announced
Is that
Neo.
Neo?
Yeah.
Neo, yeah. That's cool. I liked her character design.
Yeah, I think the
But
design
that's
in
more
that show is
to-
good, even though the show's shit.
Yeah. Speaking of characters, fucking congratulations to Wooly for getting added to 2 separate fighting games.
I love how I saw the comment in the Twitch chat when like the second trailer thing, and then you already had messaged me.
Yeah. I love it, dude. That looks like the
Let me
coolest.
tell you what happened. I did not see this.
They announced 2 characters that look vaguely similar to a YouTuber by the name of
Yeah.
Wooly.
Wooly Madden.
Oh, okay.
And then
I thought
Twitch
there was
chat.
actually like one character that got announced in 2 games.
That'd be sick.
Like, yeah, just like, do you remember when Negan got announced in
Yeah, in
Tekken
Tekken.
when we were
Remember
there?
when
And like
Snake
everyone
got
was so
announced for
hyped.
Tekken?
Huh?
I said, do you
you
remember
see
when Snake got announced for Tekken? Did you not see
did
any
you
of that?
see that?
I did not.
You want to fill
Oh,
it
it
in?
was like it was like this. I don't know if it was a shot or like a video or something, but like there was a after the Tekken top 8, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a picture of the like I don't know the debriefing screen of Metal Gear, right, where Snake's talking to whoever the fuck he's talking to, and I think it said like that was some good ass Tekken.
Yeah, and it was like Snake's voice, and then everyone's like, "Holy fuck, that's like they're Snakes and Tekken," which is fair to assume, right? That's 100% fair. And then they finished top 8 because I was at the beginning of top 8, and they show like 2 characters from their season 3 pass, and none of them are Snake, and we're like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." But I guess Snake's coming as like the last DLC character, and then the day after they announced, Evo announced, "No, we just did that. Like we didn't even talk to like." Bando Namkai.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
we didn't
literally
talk
no
to their
one-
voice actor. They literally pulled that clip from a top player's stream. That's his sub emote. Is he got a cameo, which is like paying the voice actor to say whatever, to say that was a nice ass Tekken. They took his without permission, used it on stream for that bit.
The voice actor said, "Hey, never use my voice like that again. Thanks."
Like holy fuck.
Yeah, that's something.
Jesus. Shit
Man.
show.
Good old fighting game announcements. Now that we're 20 minutes into the show.
That's fine.
But yeah,
You guys love hearing about Evo, right?
I mean, whatever. It's our show,
There's
dude.
nobody in the channel.
You know, we can literally talk about whatever the fuck we
There's a
want.
thing in the
All right.
description to skip
2
it.
more hours Evo.
Hey, if you don't like Evo and us talking about it, skip ahead.
Skip ahead to 1640.
Yeah, alternatively, fuck off. How about that? I'm turning heel.
Yikes.
Leroy looks like the coolest fucking fighting game.
Yeah.
I still got 10 more seconds. I'm gonna talk about Evo for 10
No,
seconds.
because we have a 20-second intro, so I have to now.
Oh,
now it's
shit,
actually
okay.
17. Oh, we fucked them, dude. That's fine.
Whatever.
What about news?
Yeah, what about news?
Hey,
other
speaking
things
of-
that happened at Evo.
Yeah, Riot announced that they're working on a fighting game, and it seems like they've been working on a fighting game for like 3 years. So
And we probably won't get the game for like 5 years.
yeah, but I imagine you guys think they're gonna stick with the League IP, right? They'd be dumb.
We
to move
talked
away
about
from
that, where it's like that would be the dumbest financial move for them to do, right? Would be just like ditch their IP and make something new. I don't think it's the worst move though.
So I think like they're currently in this weird spot where if they did it earlier in League's life cycle, they could separate like, oh, Riot Games makes 2 different games. Or if they waited until League kind of died off, they could like, you know, divorce those 2 things. But right now, I don't feel like you can like Riot can make something and it not be related to League of Legends in some way.
Yeah, like you don't necessarily need to use the League of Legends characters, but it needs to be in the same world, right? Like you could do a thing where like, oh, this character was trained by Lee Sin, and like this character learned, you know, from these things, or like was part of the Rune War, and this is why they're that way. Like, it's gonna have to be same universe, I think, because yeah, League of Legends is Riot Games.
Yeah, so they did hire developers that made Rolling Thunder, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is, I believe, not a traditional fighting game. I suppose. I think they have like 1-button supers that have cooldowns.
Mm-hmm.
Was like the big draw to them.
Yeah.
So pretty like casual friendly. And they mentioned in the little clip that their goal was to make it fun for everyone to pick up and play. So
I
that's
just feel
super
like
cool.
they're damned if they do it. They're damned if they don't for like the IP thing though. Like
Yeah.
they have the biggest IP, so like it sucks to not use it. But they're also one of the biggest like game developers like for their game, right? And it sucks that when you have that amount of like power with your like name to not make an IP that you want. You know what I mean? Just like I don't know. I hope it's League of Legends based, but fuck, man, I completely understand if it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be. I think it
Yeah.
just makes sense. Cool. And then, hey, we have 1,001 likes on our Facebook page.
Yeah,
That's
thanks for
pretty
pushing us
exciting.
over the edge. That's cool.
Despite Mr. Zuckerberg's attempts to keep us down, we rose to the occasion.
Yeah, Mark,
So thanks, everybody.
knock it off.
Yeah.
Let's jump into 5-staries.
Hey, we got 2 5-star reviews this week. One's from Swagscope, and he says, Well, the title is I rate this 5 stars, and he rated it 5 stars, by the way. And he says they bully me on Discord pretty well. 1 out of 1 podcast. IG. Cool.
Fuck you.
Do we bully you on Discord? I don't post in our Discord very often. I just shill my own shit.
If we
Bully
don't,
others.
we need to bully him more.
Yeah.
True.
And then our second review is another 5-star review titled "The Best D Raven League Podcast Around," and it's by Ginger Abyss. And he says, "For some of the best league content, look no further. A truly wondrous podcast with."
Man, reading is hard.
Well, I mean, that's wondrous isn't a word, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, not spelled
I don't
that
think
way.
it's-
There we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say not spelled like
Truly
that.
wondrous podcast with 3 of the funniest hosts imaginable: Nick, Aiden, and Colton. Nick, Aiden, and Colton really know their when it comes to the game. Unlike some others like Essence Reaper. I'm glad this is a meme now. Thank fucking God. We never have to fucking bleep it out again. I personally can't wait till League 2. I can't wait till League 2 when they explain why Dr. Mono's Q does 50% max health damage when he recasts it and rips it out of their target. Thank you very much. That's one of our best ideas we've had, right? Like,
I think so. Yeah.
it makes sense.
It'd be so cool.
Cool. Want to do a champion or Metakaiser that we haven't done in a long time?
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna
Let's
talk
talk
about
this
Tristana.
character.
Yeah.
'Cause she's been
blowing
seeing
it
like,
up.
yeah, she's been seeing like solo lane play, and that's fucking weird, right? Because AD carries traditionally not super good in solo lanes. But what makes Tristana special is she does fuck
All
damage,
in. All in.
and she's also the safest, all in, but also all out all the time.
Oh, you mean you can buffer your W to get out of anything? You like suppressions?
So her passive increases her attack range and the cast range of her E and her ultimate. I didn't realize it increases her ultimate range too until I played her. Her Q increases her attack speed. It also costs 0 mana, which is kind of crazy. Her W is her rocket jump. She launches herself, deals damage, and when she gets a kill, assist, or when she max stacks, explodes her E, it resets this ability's cooldown. Her E is explosive charge. Passively, whenever you last hit a minion or anything, it deals a little bit of AoE magic damage. When you activate it, you put a bomb on someone, and when you attack them 4 times, it explodes. You can also use it on turrets. And then our ultimate is Buster Shot. You can shoot a big cannonball at an enemy unit. They take magic damage and knock back. It's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I love that character design of just like a little tiny Yordle with a big ass fucking gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool, yeah. It's a cannon, basically.
They should make a
Right, yeah, she's just holding a cannon and like literally just like shoots down and launches herself in the air.
They should make a big ass
it's a
Yordle
cool
with a
idea.
little ass gun.
Oh yeah?
That'd be sick.
I'm just imagining like Gnar like transformed and doing finger guns right now.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What do you call a big Yordle?
A Bortle.
A Yondle.
I don't know.
Yondle. Okay. But yeah, you max your E, you max your Q, you max your W, but you take E, W, level 1 and 2. And then basically level 2, you just all in. You take press the attack, and then go hopefully against a melee laner. I think she's better in the top lane than the mid lane. I would take...
Yeah, longer lane is just more conducive to solo kills.
Yeah, I would take Flash, probably TP. I think TP is still like super good.
I think you go Flash Ignite, I thought was the common take, just because you just want to have crazy
That's
kill
true.
pressure.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah, Flash Ignite would be super good. I know that there's a separate build for solo and Tristana.
Yeah, you go Bork into PD.
Bork into PD. Okay, yeah. I had been going IE into Shiv, but that sounds better for like 1v1s.
Yeah, most people play like IE into like various Zeal items for bottom lane. But yeah, I think Bork into IE just like gives you the lane sustain, which is way more important in a solo lane.
That's
Yeah,
true.
right. You want the sustain, you want the dueling power, and you don't need to be the AD carry in a team fight who needs to build that highly efficient IE plus steal item. It's that you need to be able to kill your solo lane or at least create enough pressure, whereas that, Blade of the Ring King, great sustain, great trading, and you can even slow them. You can buy that extra CC for yourself. Phantom Dancer, same thing. You're going to get yourself even more trading power with that shield. Nice some attack speed, some crit. It's all about that 1v1 and just being able to punish your opponent with this pick.
Gotcha.
I also feel like a bit of that's like due to the fact that the meta is so like the games are still really quick for the most part.
Yeah.
Like they end pretty quickly. So just being able to like win your lane really hard is so important right now. Meaning like, yeah, you probably won't do as much damage as like a Tristana who's 80 carried late game with your current build, with your solo carry like solo laner build. But the problem, like the whole idea is like if you can beat your laner, you'll close out the game at 30 minutes anyways, and you won't need to hit that power spike.
Plus, this is assuming you already have that like late game 80 carry threat in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
You know, so then it becomes sort of like you're still Tristana at 6 items.
Shutting down characters is just so important right now. Like just shutting a character out of the game.
Yeah, I played it into Nasus. Probably the easiest lane I've ever had in my entire life, and then he got like 300 stacks and 2 hit me.
And I
So that
quote
was
saying in old
sweet.
chat, 0-3 power spike when you die.
Yeah, 0-3. He was down like 30 CS, down a level, killed me. 2 hits.
Nick, you're the worst though. You go, I don't think I can fight him. I think he'll kill me. And you're 6-1 or something, and he's 0-3, and you're up CS on him. And I'm like, yeah, you can't fight him. He'll kill you. And then you die to him, and you type in all chat, 0-3 power spike, and I'm like, you're actually the worst.
I did like rocket jump away from him, ulti him away, and flash, still nothing.
It's just funny.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I think that character's always been like a little fucked, but
Yeah.
not like game-breakingly broken, I guess.
Yeah, but Nasus is frustrating when like you're smashing him and he just hits a certain point. And you're like, oh, I guess I lose now.
Yeah,
That's not fun.
very similar to the like, oh, Yasuo has 2 items now. I guess he's a real champ.
9 power spike.
So
Yeah.
her strengths and weaknesses. Obviously, we talked about the fact that she can kind of bully most characters at a lane. She's kind of like a free lane bully. She also is almost impossible to gank with the fact that you can buffer your jump to like evade CC. What are some of her weaknesses though?
I mean, she's still an 80 carry, you know, so if you're able to catch her with her pants down, her W down.
You can't say that about Yordles, dude. What the fuck?
No, she's a grown-up. She's dated Teemo and Rumble, dude.
She
Wow.
isn't she into his Mac, not
Why
him?
are you gonna
No,
put her on
Rumble's
blast?
super.
Oh, no, it's Rumble
Rumble's
who's in-
super into Tristana, so he named his Mac Tristana.
Okay.
But Tristana loves that little Teemo dick.
Hell yeah.
So anyway,
But-
strengths and weaknesses of Tristana.
That'd be a fun
Obviously,
soundbite.
she has a weakness for the little Teemo dick.
Yeah.
I think so. If you can play a character that won't get solo killed, right? Like that shuts down this pick in a good way. And I think that a lot of times in team fights, you're going to be less effective than like an actual tank. And I would also say another weakness of this pick is like it doesn't fit every team comp, right? Because like I've seen it already many times where it's like, oh, we have an 80 carry and a Tristana top, and then like jungler wants to play Kindred and mid laner wants to play Corki, and it's like, oh, well, you got 480 carries now. This is not going to work.
Yeah, I agree with that. Is there anything like champion specific for her, other than like the fact that it's a basic mechanic is when you explode your bomb, it resets your jump, so therefore you jump in, bomb, hit it until it explodes, then jump out.
Yeah, you can also like if you have a bomb on them and you ulti it, like the explosion of your bomb will wait until they've reached max distance. So like super good counter to Kindred I've seen.
True. Other things I would note, your E passive, when you just last hit something and it does the AoE, very strong for poke and lane if you can actually get it. Like anytime they come up for a minion, if you can hit 1-2 and just like hit them with that little chunk of damage, that's helpful. Champion specific things though, like know that damage, because when it's time to last it under tower, that's gonna really make things more difficult for you. So I'd say that's one of the tough things about playing Tristana is last hitting under tower for sure.
I have one more unique thing, and I feel like it's almost too unique, but I think it's worth mentioning. So you know how your E does like a lot of damage to tower, like you throw on a tower and then hit it a bunch and it explodes a lot? If you put it on a character or a minion as well and it explodes near tower, it does the damage to the tower.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot all about that.
It's-
Because why would you ever use it on a minion?
Yeah, or like I've done it once. Like I didn't mean to. This is how I figured it out. I put it on a character, then ulted him away, and his tower was low, and it killed the tower. I'm like, I was confused, but that is it could arise right where like the tower's low, and you ult them with a bomb into it and get the tower gold.
Yeah.
It's just super situational though. It's just worth noting. Any final thoughts? Best skin?
I like Rocket Girl.
Yeah, the Chromosphere are good too. The different hair colors.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Special
I just like
shout out to-
Firefighter. Firefighter's fun.
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about that one.
I think Firefighter is my favorite, but I don't own it. But I think Dragon Trainer would be my favorite one I own.
Yeah.
She's
Also,
good
special
skins.
shout out to Bewitching.
Oh, what about Sweet? What was the one that we were going to
Little
call? Sugar
Demon,
Rush.
because Sweet Sugar Rush didn't win.
What about Sugar Rush, Nick?
If you voted for Little Demon, fuck you.
You mean Vi, Tristana?
Ernest Elf is pretty good too, dude. All of her skins are pretty
Yeah,
good.
she's a good character.
Except for Little Demon.
Yeah, this one's garbage. Dude, Buccaneer, she's a little pirate.
I love. Yeah. Ugh.
I love pirates.
I love Tristana.
Also, I guess special note. I don't think we talked about runes.
We did. Well, we talked about her like Keystone. We didn't talk about individual
Yeah.
runes. What else?
Press the attack, Triumph. I think you go Bloodline. That's just a personal preference. Coup de grace, and then you actually go Demolish Bone Plating.
Yeah,
then-
you're supposed to go Demolish Bone Plating. Yeah.
Yeah. Bone Plating to help with the, like, all in, and then Demolish just so you fuck up turrets even harder.
Do you think there's merit to going like your you went Taste of Blood one game with something else? Do you think that was good,
Yeah,
or you think
I
that was
went-
actually not good?
I mean, I went Taste of Blood and Eyeball Collection because I played against Nasus, and I feel like that was probably better. I think if you're in a super safe lane, you don't need bone plating. You don't need Demolish because you're going to be like killing them quite frequently. So that like little bit of sustain from Taste of Blood helped me get through like whatever Wither Q damage you would do. And then Eyeball Collection just like helped me scale even harder because that's 18 attack damage.
Yeah.
No, 18 something plus 20 because you get 20 when you finish it, which is like pretty huge actually.
Yeah, it's like a good amount though.
Yeah. Sweet. Tristana. Let's talk about the round table.
Yeah. So last week's question was from Mountain Drew 444, and he said, if you were asked to cook the best meal out of all the jungle camps, which one would you choose, and how do you prepare it? From our Discord, Neon Ginger said, I'd break up Blue Buff and Krugs and put them in a bowl with some milk and make gourmet cereal for Malphite. That's clever. Broken Banjo said, grind up the Krugs, kill the wolves and red buffs, season the wolf steak with Krug salt, roast with the Inferno Drake. Difficult because you have to antagonize the Drake once every 48 seconds to get the perfect temperature. Serve with blood of red. He's put in brackets ketchup and freshly picked pixel brush salad. Or if you're French, grump legs. Or if you're French, grump legs and a white flag to sit and relax. That's toxic. That's good.
Nah, that's great.
Raven Lord, Nito? I want to say Nitro, but there's no R there. He titled this one Blue Basket Baron Nachos. Ooh. We start off by grinding up Barons that's been fed by an over-eager but sadly underfed mastery that tried to solo Baron, then allow the meal to be flame grilled by putting it in all chat for about 1 to 3 minutes. Once roasted, we sprinkle on some red buff that was stolen by the enemy jungler and placed over a freshly made tortilla chips sprinkled with salt from the Yi. Finally, we top it off with some jalapeno queso, courtesy of Colton's spicy cheese picks, and serve.
Nice.
And last from our Discord is from Pards Bay. He says, "Not sure." Oh, wait, so I fucking meant to put this in the wrong area. From our Facebook page, We got actually a lot of answers. Our Facebook ones were super in depth. I would recommend to read them all. Like, go to our Facebook and read at Leaguecast, because Rowan had a fucking it's like a full meal. He thought this one through. I just think it's a little bit too long to read, but it's awesome. As for
Will you post that in our Discord?
yeah, I'll post it right now in our live section.
Oh yeah, podcast live chat.
That's not formatted properly, but you get the gist.
That's
of it.
okay. Yeah.
I'll read a couple of the shorter ones though. Josh said dragon ribeye steak sandwich is easy. 1 minute on each side for nice grill marks. 4 minutes total. Flip, salt, and pepper down the hatch. Connor said Krug pizza with Raptor marinara paired with Scuttle Baron salad. Cook pizza for 15 minutes. Salad takes 7 minutes to prepare. I like how I timed it.
Yeah. Jeez.
Then I have two more. One from James says ground up Krugs to make the best fresh table salt. And my favorite one is from Sean. He says gromp ass. It's just funny because fucking Rowan puts years of work.
I was gonna say 2 answers earlier. We have a legitimate like cookbook recipe.
Yeah, like he fucking put like so much effort into them. Just gromp ass. So thank you, Sean, for that one. This week's question though is from Victor, another suggestion. He says, we often flame the the sub-silver monkey filled balance team at Riot, but we don't actually think of how hard it is to balance LoL. So my question is, what is the smallest change you think would make your champion completely broken in the game? And who's your champion?
Okay, so I'm gonna say Lucian. And I'm gonna say that the second attack on his passive deals full auto attack damage.
Yeah. Oh Christ.
Yeah. I feel like that's not like that's kind of a big change, but it's also not like, oh, his Q can crit now or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. I'm trying to think of something good. Aiden, do you have anything while I think?
So I have one that like would make I'm thinking of Tom Kench. I don't play the character anymore, rest in peace. But like if I was like old Tom Kench state, right, where he's fucking busting, everyone on Reddit complains about him. My change is actually not to break him, but to like just fix him. Fucking make it so you can't eat allies.
True.
That's all they need to do. Like they're nerfed him again. Do you see it on the PvE, Nick? They nerfed him again because weird. The character he's gutted, he's unplayable in solo queue, but guess what? He's still really good in competitive play.
Yeah.
Just fucking just make it so you can't eat allies.
Yeah, at least then they could balance him around being like an aggressive support or like a lane bully tank top laner.
Yep, I agree. Or a jungler. They can make him just balanced around jungle at that point.
Oh, true. That'd be cool. I say that now.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't be that cool.
Probably not. No, probably not.
I'm gonna say if on Orianna, if your spells built up your clockwork auto attacks.
Ooh.
I like that.
If each time you hit a spell, it put a stack of that on there, so like you do a QW and like auto when it's already at 3 damage, like that would make her nutty in lane.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
That'd
That's
be
good.
gross.
That's a good one.
So if you want to tell us what simple change would make your character absolutely broken, you can hit us up on our Facebook page at Leaguecast, send us an email, mail at leaguecastpodcast.com, or come into our Discord and post in our roundtable section. We'll read your answers next week.
Pog. Cheese pick of the week.
All right, so this cheese pick, it's seen some play every now and then. Like I've definitely seen this around, but I also think it's real fun to play. So it's a glacial augment Cho'Gath mid, and basically the entire point is like once you get one of your glacial items, you're gonna guaranteed hit the Q. You're gonna just walk up, like silence them, auto them, and then chomp their head off. And Cho'Gath's base damages are so high, especially against mages who don't have a lot of health. Plus the true damage on his ult, like you can 100-0 most mid laners if you actually hit your full combo. And it's going to be even easier with the Glacial Augment. Your wave clear is really strong on Cho'Gath. Your objectives is good. Your team fight is good. And it's pretty hard to bully a Cho'Gath because of all of the health and mana he gets from just regular last hitting. So it's a pretty strong pick, I think. So it's a pretty standard Glacial pick where you go the GLP into like Twin Shadows. And then if you want, you can go like full AP after that, or you can transition into more of a tanky build. I think depending on your team comp, things like Abyssal Mask or Death Cap could be really good. Just kind of dependent on the game.
I forgot to mention that Quinn and I played a double Glacial Augment ARAM, and that was like one
Yeah?
of the most fun games I've ever
On
played.
purpose, did you play double Glacial Augment, or did the
No.
game give you double Glacial?
No, I'm not sure if he intentionally went Glacial Augment Galio, which sounds bad, but I played Glacial Augment Swain, and that was on purpose, which I think is like super good still. But it was real fun. They could not be not slowed. I'll put it that way. So I think anything with Glacial Augment, fun. Good time. Let's talk about LCS because, hey, that happened. We're now in playoffs. Let me see if I can find the... I haven't been to LoL Esports in such a long time. That's not even auto-completing in my browser
Yeah,
anymore.
want me to go through the standings if you're not there?
Yeah, sure.
So let's go through LEC first because we're LEC nerds here. We all love the LEC. LEC, right?
TSM.
So
Yeah.
the season's done for both leagues. In tied for 8th place, the bottom 3 teams are Misfits, XL, and SK. Then in 7th place, we have Rogue. In 6th place, starting our playoff teams, we have Origin. 5th, we have Vitality. 4th, SO4. It's tied for 2nd. I don't know who won the tiebreaker, actually, out of those 2 teams. Was Fnatic and Splice. I'm assuming Fnatic did. And then 1st place was G2. I'll tell you 1 second. Are they not done yet? Wait, is LEC not done? Oh, no. Am I trolling? Is there another week of LEC? Fuck.
Yeah, weren't they a week behind us?
Yeah, there is. Okay, pretend I didn't say any of that. For LCS.
LCS.
We actually that makes sense why there's no tiebreakers for them yet. So 10th was Echo Fox, rest in peace. 9th, FlyQuest, not rest in peace because they're still going to be in there even though team's garbage. 8th, 100 Thieves, go fuck yourself for fucking up everything. 7th, Golden Guardians. I love Golden Guardians, dude. I love that team. Just need some work.
Yeah.
6th, Optic, rest in peace Optic after this split. 5th, Clutch Gaming, rest in peace Clutch Gaming after this split. 4th, TSM. 3rd, CLG.
Rest in peace, TSM after the split.
2nd, Cloud9, and 1st, Team Liquid. Our actual playoff matches for the LCS are as follows. CLG versus Optic on... It'd be nice if they showed a date on here. On Saturday, I believe?
Sunday.
Sunday. And then TSM Clutch is on Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So
do you want to do predictions?
Let's just do some quick predictions for this.
Sure.
We only have to do this because the next ones are next week as well, so which is nice. So
Yeah.
who do you think out of TSM Clutch?
As much as I hate to say it, probably TSM. I think, like, at the end of the day, I honestly think Team Liquid in first very clearly. Like, pretty much no competition. And then I think it's Cloud9 2A, CLG 2B, and then TSM 3, and then everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's pretty fair.
I guess it's worth bringing up the other news like before we talk about this. TSM, so they're running a Cadian and Griggle split, and they locked in their playoffs team, which I think is weird that you have to lock in even though you have like a B team. I think you shouldn't have to. I think you should be able to have 5 subs. I think the only reason they don't allow that is because how much it would cost at like international events, right? You'd assume, right?
Yeah, probably.
So they have to make it like 6 or 7 or whatever. So TSM ran Acadian and Griggle season and, as their junglers, that is. And for playoffs, they're running, how do you pronounce his name?
Oh, God. I have no idea.
Is it Glebe Glarblu?
No, it's tactical and... Spica?
Spica? Yeah.
Because I don't think we can say it the other way.
So they're running Spike as their main jungler, right? And then they're running Tactical as their sub jungler, and then they're running Treach as their sub support. Treach isn't the interesting thing here. The interesting thing is that they're running 2 junglers all split, like every single game all split. And then they're taking neither of those junglers for playoffs. So that's interesting. I don't know if they think this is actually the best, or like they're just like they have problems with Acadian and Greg or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's almost like like they're just good on separate champions, but it's still not to the play style that TSM needs. Honestly, like TSM should just aggressively go after Xmithy.
They need to aggressively go after
think
some good jungler, honestly. Dardoch, fucking just do it.
I don't know if Dardoch would fit in. Like
I
like
agree.
Meteos maybe. You know, I think TSM Meteos would be a pretty solid.
Dude, we're
But
feeding
didn't
into
he
the...
say he'd never played for TSM?
He would never play for TSM, which probably isn't true, right?
You know, money talks, and if they pay him enough, I guarantee.
Didn't Zix say he wasn't gonna coach? He would never coach TSM.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I don't know. I feel like it's weird. I feel like we're also feeding into the problem of the fact that they never keep a jungler longer than a split. Like they've had Bjergsen's had 9 junglers. I think is statistic for him. Mm-hmm. On TSM that is.
Yeah.
Which I think is problematic.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at the people that they end up like letting go, and I feel like generally speaking, they go on to be like pretty solid still.
Yeah,
I think
it's just the
the
environment,
exception
right?
being like Mike Young.
Yeah, but like Sven's still a really good jungler. Santorin's still a good jungler.
Yeah, Amazing was doing pretty well, right?
Yeah.
In EU.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they probably scout based on like I feel like they're scouting like goals, so to speak, and their actual like playing goals just don't match up with one another.
I don't want to blame like players because we don't know the inner workings, but maybe Bjergsen's just really fucking hard to jungle for.
Yeah, I mean that could be true. I did see fucking a thread that I never thought I'd see in my entire life on r/new for League of Legends. Mm-hmm. It was like, reminder that Bjergsen's still a really good player and we should stop being mean to him. All right, sweet dude. Yeah,
Everyone thinks that Bjergsen's bad.
Literally no one in their right mind would pass on Bjergsen as like, okay, I'm building a new team. Who is going to be my core? Like from NA players.
Like
number one.
Yeah, or like if people were like just like, hey, we're making a 5-man dream team of people in NA. Who's your mid laner? Bjergsen. Easy.
Number one, Bjergsen.
So like he's
like
in like I understand where that's supposed to coming from though. He's had a really fucking weak split. Like so it's hard to rate him because his team's kind of like doing shitty. But if you had to rate him just based on his performance, I'd put him like 3rd.
But the thing is, I don't particularly feel like this has been a strong meta for mid laners. I think this has been primarily like top driven.
That's fair. Or even
like we talked
and
about.
I think even.
So go ahead.
Even at 3rd, right? Like, oh my god, 3rd best in
only
in
3rd
in his arena that he's playing in, right? Like in all of the teams in NA, oh no, he's only the 3rd best mid laner, right? And like, hey, we get that some people have crazy consistency, and honestly, Bjergsen's been pretty crazy consistently, like 1 or 2 in NA for the last 6 years. Hey, if he's the 3rd best mid laner for a split, that's not so bad. If that's like his dip.
So my thing about Bjergsen, I think you're allowed to criticize players, right? Like if
100%.
Bjergsen is playing like shit, you're allowed to say, I think he's a low mid laner currently. That being said, the people who have like always called for his head and stuff like that, I don't think you can ever call for like a player like Bjergsen's head when you have every other player in the history of League of Legends, like any pro player, any coach, any analyst, saying, no, this guy is the hardest fucking working player. He actually is like, he carries his team. The fact that like every single player will say that, every single coach will say that, every single analyst will say that, and then you have like spectators saying, nah, he's playing like shit, or like he should be benched, is problematic. I think you're allowed to say he's not playing well, but to say like he should be benched or something is fucking asinine.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And I don't know. I come from more traditional sports, like before I started watching esports. And there's something to be said for a player who has stuck around with an organization through like thick and thin, through actually, winning NA and like missing worlds for the first time in the history of the organization, and still like sticking around. I feel like you have to give them like the respect that they deserve. Like, I don't think TSM should ever leave Bjergsen until he's ready to retire. Mm-hmm. Like, they can push for him to retire and say like, hey, you know, we'd really like for you to retire because we don't want, like, we've loved what you've done for the organization. We aren't going to see you play for another one. But it's like, Kobe wasn't super good towards the end of his career. But if he were on a team other than the Lakers, like, that would have been fucking wild.
Like, an example would be for TSM would be like, what if Faker's like, I want to play for TSM. Reggie, I really want to play for TSM. You don't even have to pay me. At that point, TSM should even go, Bjergsen, we want you to split time with Faker. Like, we really want you in our organization.
Hey,
we want you to learn from him.
Yeah, hey, we want you to, like, try a different role.
We want you to become our AD carry.
Yeah,
so we
become
can be
our
the
AD
best team in
carry.
the nation.
Like,
Become our top laner. Mage top laners are fine.
I agree. That's definitely the way you do it. Like, he's that much of an asset to the organization.
Yeah. Yeah. for
Anyways, who do you think's going to win at a
sure.
clutch
I
TSM?
hate talking about TSM. This is good. TSM, and then I think CLG is going to move on. I also could see CLG getting 3-0'd.
So I could also see TSM getting through it. I think the TSM match is actually... So it depends on how well their new jungler performs, right?
Yeah.
If the fucking... like, one of them just doesn't perform on stage, then they're fucked. They have two junglers who don't have any stage experience, like, in other than, like, Academy, right? And that's kind of a scary thing. It's not like... The reality is, if... I guess they just decided that no matter what, we're not playing a KD or Greg. But, like, I feel like it was just safer to keep one of them and then try to use, like, one of the two junglers for, like, 2 games if they're down 2, then throw in a KD in. But,
Yeah.
man, it sucks having no experience on your team. That's, like, super spooky.
It does. I think a lot
Yeah.
of, like, TSM's pressure also relies on Sven. Mm-hmm. Because if he has another bad outing, that's it. He's done.
What did you do last time?
Yeah.
What was the play that everyone, like, memes on?
He, like...
Oh, the Baron play.
What, was it the Baron play? I thought it was like around Dragon Pit.
It was near Baron. Remember he like arcane shifts with Ezreal or something like that? Or was that
It was definitely on Ezreal. Maybe it happened in two separate times.
Maybe
I think it happened. I think it happened 2 separate times. One of those, it was like, okay, all right, Sven, what the fuck are you doing? And then the other one was like, all right, Sven, the game's over.
Yeah, no, you're right. It happened twice.
Because I feel like it happened like towards bottom lane near the dragon. He was in that bush, like that's in river.
Yeah,
And then it definitely happened like around Baron too.
the Baron one, I'm pretty sure like he flashed or something to kill someone. He died. He just got destroyed. Oh fuck. I'm glad we both remember that. Yeah, I also think
I'm glad we remembered two separate ones.
that's really funny.
boy.
I don't know. It could go either way. I really hope CLG does well. I think the best teams to represent NA at Worlds, which once again, the reality is whatever teams are the best teams should go to like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I kind of wish it was just like the top 3 teams in summer went to Worlds in a way. Like kind of like there's no good way of doing it because then it makes spring worth nothing. But you kind of just want your best teams to go to Worlds. Like.
I mean, so having been on both sides of this where like CLG had a good spring, and I believe it was the last split that Immortals was in LCS where they beat out Immortals to go to Worlds. I think that was 2016? 2015 maybe? Like it would be hypocritical for me to say spring split should mean nothing and it should all depend on summer. But being in the situation, it does feel really bad to know that like CLG basically has to win summer, like playoffs or gauntlet, or I think it's very unlikely they go to Worlds, which sucks.
I do think you should value consistency to some degree, right? Because Worlds isn't until November.
Yeah.
So I mean, you
yeah.
still have to train, still have to be good 3 months from now, 4 months from now, right? So like, I do think that's, I guess, the merit for having spring like mean something. But I don't know. Part of me just wishes like I wish the top 3 teams could just go because those were the best teams at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think like the standings represent the like quality of the team. Like Team Liquid's definitely the best. Cloud9 I think is always going to be pretty solid at Worlds. I think their team like structure kind of just like lends itself to doing well on international stage. And then I mean I think CLG is like at the very least the 3rd best team in NA, and to know that they probably, I mean I'm buying into the like you have to doubt them for them to win, but I my hopes aren't very high.
I have the problem of like, so I think TSM has higher potential with the roster. Not to shit on CLG, but like I think in theory most of their lanes could have higher highs, right?
I mean, on paper, yes.
Yeah, but the problem is like, do you gamble on like if you were like say you're LCS scriptwriter and you had to decide what teams are going to go to Worlds that will do best for NA? Do you gamble on CLG being way more consistent right now and TSM? Like the TSM could be better if they get through their fucking jungle issues. But I don't know if I want them at Worlds if they're going to have those issues.
I don't know. I think something that CLG's always done well is, like, even if they fall behind, the game is never over. Mm-hmm. Like, they are probably I think they are the, like, best team in NA, at least, at committing to, like, okay, we're behind, we're going to lose, like, if we, remain status quo, we need to make something happen. Like, win or lose, we're going to take this fight. Like, and I think that's something that a lot of NA teams can't really, like, I don't know, say it like they have on their resume.
I think it's fair.
Which I think is a good skill to have in, a world situation where you are probably the third worst team in your group.
Part of me still, like, hates on CLG from season 1 or
when they went to Korea.
No, it was season 1 or 2 Worlds where they got knocked out really fast, and it was either Chouster or I think it was Chouster. He has an interview with Travis, I want to say, where his excuse was they didn't get purple side enough, and they only prepared purple side strats.
Yeah, yeah.
All their strategies were purple side. they didn't get it. Like, part of me still like, it's just like that's the worst Worlds excuse I've ever seen in my life.
It's pretty bad, yeah. I think they still won a game with triple TP. I think that
the triple
World.
TP fortify like meta
versus
I don't know.
Was that SK?
It doesn't matter either.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's LCS though. I guess we'll talk about LEC next week, and we'll give you an update on LCS and talk about our new standings, and hopefully some good teams go to Worlds. That's all we care about.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, let's get into Mail Fight. We have a number of emails. We've got Aiden for another 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure that we get through these. First up is... Oh, fuck me, dude. Did I not put in... Okay, no, Mr. Ginger 1004. There we go.
Oh.
First, let me start off by not addressing the subject at all. Long-time listener for about a year and a half now, or longer, not sure. Love the new section, by the way, but fuck Google for not having a review section that I could find and having to open the iTunes podcast app for the first time ever just to leave a review and show support. Anyways, regarding the roundtable now, can anyone say Dragon T-Bone Steak? If it can't be epic, why even bother, right? Now on to the good stuff. My username is Mr. Ginger 1004. I've been playing since Season 5 and usually never make it out of Silver. I typically attribute it to me and my lack of playing ranked in the first place, but when I do play, I typically climb. I play support, bottom, top, and jungle in that order. I prefer top, but tend to be a better support. Anyway, I would like to know what supports I should focus on. I don't really play Enchantress supports and focus on Leona and Nautilus, and my duo partner hates mage supports. At this point, it's 3:31 a.m., and I'm not sure how to wrap this up, so any advice would be appreciated. P.S. Hope you find my review. I hope we did too, bud. I mean, I honestly think Leona and Nautilus are two super good solo queue supports.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I think if you're already playing Leona and Nautilus, you should be putting Alistar in your rotation and maybe Blitzcrank. If you can land those skill shots, Thresh, yeah. But right, like those tanky engage CC characters, again, so yeah, you already have Leona Nautilus, Thresh, Blitzcrank, Alistar, I think are all great picks that play very similarly and do a lot of the same things.
I think something that we should look at is what his duo partner plays.
Yeah. Also, I think one other character to mention, which I think would be a good transition for your duo partner, because he said he doesn't like, so you don't like Enchantress and he doesn't like mage supports. I think to get you to start liking Enchant, I think it's important to play like some Enchantress and some mages, like just in your like pool, so you don't just play tank engage every game. Try picking up Tarek. Or did he already play? Did he say play?
Oh, I love Tarek.
Because I think Tarek is a gateway drug to Enchanter supports. Like, he's an engaged tank support. You're really cool and you're tanky engaging, but you're also an Enchanter, which might help you like that playstyle more, which I think is important to have, like if you had to play a mage support. Like, I don't play okay, I don't play enchanters either. I'd probably play John if I played an enchanter. When I play mage supports, I play Brand, right? And I mainly play engage supports. But I have like those ones that I can go to if I need damage, right? Or I need heals and shields.
Yeah, Tark's kind of all of that rolled into one. Rolled into a beefcake.
Yeah.
It looks like... So, it's not listed on his OPGG, but it looks like his AD carry plays, like, Twitch primarily. Which I think is, like, kind of fine. But I feel like you can get into this sort of rhythm of you on Leona and Nautilus going into... like too quickly and too deep that a Twitch just like can't respond quickly enough, at least pre-6. So maybe try like a Lucian would be super good, or Tristana. Honestly, Leona Tristana is actually like, that was the cheese for a while, right?
They
Right, Colton?
dive in.
Yeah, they're going. Level 2?
In.
Level 2, someone's getting fucked up.
Someone's dead. Like, if they do it right, someone dies.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
give that a shot.
Yeah, so thanks again for the email, Mr. Ginger, and best of luck in your ranked climb. Maybe you'll get to gold this season, but only if you listen to exactly what we say. Next email is from 71111Z or 711.
Ooh, this was the
Hayden's favorite.
the
review.
Brotherhood, yeah.
Hey guys, it's me, 71111Z. Beforehand, I just want to say sorry to Nick and Colton. I didn't know the host subject was such a touchy subject. Love you all. No homo. I would like to bring Lee Sin support to the table. He's kind of like a better Rakan. His Q is good as poke, as you scare your enemy by the threat of taking it. His W is made for supporting, and good Q in W out combo. His E, if used correctly, can slow both of the enemies in the lane. And his R is a great amount of CC. Overall, I played it 3 times with a 100% win rate, with 2 of those games being ranked. Runes, I took Guardian or Aftershock. He's not going to go into detail past that. I'd say probably Guardian would be your best bet, since you can't hit Aftershock until 6.
You can get it with a knockup.
Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah.
On his W.
What?
You can proc Aftershock on Rakan with his W?
Yeah, but not on Lee Sin.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about... Okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah, no, this is about Lee Sin
Rakan's
support,
E
not...
doesn't slow.
You're dumb.
All right, gotcha. I'm on the same page.
The cheese pig bot lane was a complete accident. My brother lagged in his champion select. He locked Fiora, for who his mastery points was a whopping 128.
28
No,
million?
128,000.
128M. Holy shit.
I think it's actually just 128 points.
Yeah, mastery points. Yeah,
Yeah.
mastery.
I know. So I already lock his Elise for him. So he was mid Fiora and I was Echo 80 carry.
What the fuck?
And he asked for support and we switched characters. No, we switched PCs.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, legendary. I at the time was a Fiora Master V5. Fiora as support, Echo 80 carry was our combo. Worked so well. Fiora Qs in and Ws, meanwhile Echo just Ws on top of them and you burst the enemy team. I can see why you guys wouldn't like this. The only game we lost was versus Jhin, Lux lane. But other than that, it's unstoppable in the late game. Okay, so Fiora Echo
Bad.
as a bot lane
Bad.
combo.
I think it's
So-
like it's very rarely do you ever want to go double melee, and if you go double melee, you need to either be able to completely ignore like their damage, like old Mordekaiser, or just have tremendous kill potential. And I think Fiora Echo has neither of those things.
I don't think it has crazy kill pressure, and I don't think it has crazy like wave clear. I think that's one of the other options you could go with. I could see this though, like if getting ahead being pretty dominant, and like once they have items being pretty tough.
Oh,
to beat
for sure.
that 2v2. But I don't see how in the early game you wouldn't just get bullied like crazy. But hey, maybe we'll have to try it. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to bribe one of you guys with like $1,000 so you'll play it with me.
$1,000 in cash money.
Yeah.
Thank you, 7-Eleven.
Yeah, thanks again for the email and the review. And it's a very touchy subject, so don't ever speak to us again.
Well, I didn't realize it was that touching until he said, I wished it was only Aiden. All right, that's cool. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're just memeing you.
yeah.
We thought it was hilarious.
Next is from Calvin. He says, "Hey guys, I love the show as much as I love playing League." That's probably not much. But recently my rank climb has come to a screeching halt. It seems like about a third of the time I play, my game freezes a minute in, and I have to restart my computer. Coming to lane a few levels down. I quit ranked for a bit as my teammates were understandably tilted. And as I know nothing about computers, I was hoping you guys could help. I'll type my specs below, but I'm pretty sure they're big chillin', at least for running League. Thanks for the help. Thanks for the possible help, Calvin. I have no fucking idea. I'm also computer illiterate. I am Google literate.
So an i7 processor at 1.8 gigahertz, for those of you who are more tech savvy, he does not mention his graphics card, which I don't know if that means that he's running everything off of his just basic processor, or he didn't look at his graphics card. But if you don't have a graphics card, that's gonna help.
He might be on a
that being said-
laptop and then he's running internal like integrated graphics, so he probably didn't list
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah.
probably
That would be my
it.
guess.
But even then, on an i7, I feel like you should be able to run League on low settings pretty damn well.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
a lot of people have been blue screening this patch. I'm not sure if that's related at all. Maybe like stuff is unoptimized this patch. Did you say it was this patch?
He just said recently.
Yeah, so I know people have been having a lot of problems. Like a lot of people don't load into game. A lot of people are blue screening. I actually think we had a post in our Discord from like literally how long ago was that? An hour and 10 minutes ago. Well, I just blue screened. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Go ahead and remake. Like it's happening to a lot of people, I think. So maybe it might be the patch. If not, I would look into like your graphics than your processor.
Yeah, maybe try turning down the
Yeah.
resolution a notch. That helps like a ton.
Also, maybe uninstall, reinstall. Could be some weird thing in your install that's broken and causing you to crash. I mean, check your drivers is always a good thing to see that those are up to date. Particularly if you do have a graphics card that you're running the game off of. If your graphics drivers are not up to date, that could be a problem. Other than that, I don't think any of us are like tech gurus. We're just familiar, so
Then I don't. Maybe utilize a program like CC Cleaner to kind of like clean up some of your.
Or download Riot's
on a
Hex Tech
computer.
repair tool, which like goes through all your files and like scans them and like repairs or like finds files that are missing and stuff. I'd run that. I'd also send it like a support email to Riot. Maybe they can help you like troubleshoot it a little bit. Stuff like that I think are good first steps.
yeah, definitely. So hopefully
Yeah,
that
'cause-
helps, Calvin.
Yeah, they should be able to like if League is crashing, they should be able to at least get the like
Logs.
like the crash logs, and they'll probably be able to parse that pretty quickly, I imagine. Sweet. Good luck, Calvin. Let us know what happens. Next is from Kyle, and he says, "Please get Riot to nerf these champions. They hurt me, and I have to find out which champions they are." Because they were probably included. Yep, Zoe and Teemo and Tenmo. Sorry,
10.
Get rid of 10 Mo. I don't want any. Only 9 Mo.
sorry, Kyle. We don't have access to Riot. I think we're kind of like the black sheep of podcasts. So we'll get on that. Right, Zoe and Tenmo removed from the game. You heard it here first.
Yep, we're getting rid of them. League of Legends 2, we're getting rid of them.
True.
Thank you, Kyle.
Is there a champion you wouldn't take over to League 2?
There's a lot of characters I wouldn't take over.
Yeah.
But like, who's the top of that list?
Oh man,
It'd be someone.
probably Shaco.
It would be someone who
Get him out
started
there.
like a mechanic. I think that fucked
Vlad.
a bunch. Vlad.
Get rid of
Vlad is
Vlad.
the answer. Vlad is.
They did say Vlad would be the okay. I was thinking today Tom Kench. I don't think that character can ever be balanced with his W, like at least being able to eat allies.
That's fair. Damn.
Sweet. Thanks, Kyle.
Next email is from Chris and
Well,
Thomas.
they double teamed us.
They double teamed us on this email. Thanks for the readout last week, even if Colton took a dive beforehand. This week, I'll be listening to you guys from the maternity ward as my firstborn son will be around by then. Shout out to Best Baby AU.
What's your baby's name?
That is Thomas. That's like why he wrote it and Thomas.
Oh.
So I thought it was just him and his bro just hanging out.
Yeah, I thought Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris and Thomas, the homie.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah, no, I thought they were just buds. But hey, they're going to be buds
That's
soon
awesome.
enough.
Thomas
Congrats.
Kench.
Congratulations.
His last middle name Kench. Or
Middle name
Quinoa.
With regards to Roundtable, I'd borrow Dr. Mundo's cleaver to ensure professional cuts of Gromp's legs. Cook within Scuttlecrab's shell for flavor, and sprinkle some spicy seasoning from Red Buff. For the piece de resistance, paired with a glass of Damascene Red, and enjoy the evening with mi amor, Fiora. Jat mentioned that 9.14 was the big patch before Worlds, with largely fine-tuning and bug fixes until Worlds. That being said, a couple questions on your opinions for the Worlds meta. 3 champs you think will be seen in Worlds, 3 champs you wished were in there but you don't think are likely. Any champs you hope won't be in Worlds. Personally feel that Aatrox has been around way too long. He was dominant last Worlds. Bring my boy Volibear in. If a play... so there's a lot of questions here, okay. If a play in Region 1 Worlds, which region would it be, and why is it OPL? JK, we know there is likely to win as finding a full Billabong in the Outback midsummer.
Ha.
Just like that.
I love the Outback.
Yeah, I get that joke. You guys are asking for ideas for Patreon. Why not make an extra podcast every month or two where Patreons jump on TeamSpeak with you guys instead of time each, where they can ask questions or provide banter with stuff like their own cheese picks, champion ideas for you to critique. Keep it up, guys. You'll likely be my only fix of LOL/TFT for the next couple sleepless weeks.
Yeah.
Regard, Chris and Thomas, Best Mate AU, and Best Baby AU.
First off, you should rename your child to Leaguecast. I think that's pretty clear.
Mr. Lee Cast, thank you very much.
Yeah. Mr. Middle name Leaguecast. I guess so the only issue with like having like it's difficult to record with that many people because the way we currently record is we count down and record at the very same time using a like time and date. So we all are accessing the same like clock, and then we just record via Audacity. But it's going to be difficult to do that with 18 people and then have them upload their files. I don't think there's a simple way to do that on Discord as of yet.
There's what the best way for us to do it is like it would be a little bit jank, but I would record my audio locally, then I'd record my like system sounds locally, and then I would just have to mix that as like we're going. So like someone's too loud, I just have to like tune them down a little bit because I guess I could normalize everything, but it still wouldn't be right. I would just like be a little bit jank, but it's possible. It's a good idea.
Alternatively, Zencaster, but that costs money.
Yeah, but I definitely think that the best way would just be me doing it locally, but it'd be a little bit jank. But if people are interested, then maybe we could do it. I think if we'd have to have definitely enough interest for it to be viable, but I'd be down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then let's get into the question. So 3 champs that we think will be seen in Worlds. I think Corki and Zir, probably pretty solid picks.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
I'll actually like go out on a limb and say I think Swain's gonna get like a lot more pick.
I could see Swain picks at Worlds. I think you're always going to see like Alistar at Worlds. I haven't been watching
That's
a lot
fair.
of professional, but I think no matter what at Worlds, Alistar is going to come out.
Did you say Tom Kenchnick?
No, I said Swain.
Okay, I think Tom Kench will be there regardless. I don't think there's a way that you can nerf it. I think if you removed all of his damage on all of his abilities, but left it so you could eat allies, he'd still be playable in competitive play. I think he wouldn't be pick ban. I think he currently is like slowly going down from like pick ban, but I think he'll be played at Worlds regardless, no matter what they do to him.
And then next is 3 champs we wished were in there.
That's a hard one.
That is kind of
I want to
hard.
see more Orianna.
Yeah.
I want to see more control mages in general. I'm a control mage player. I'd love to see like the Oriannas and the Syndras in the mid lane.
So mine is unlikely in the current meta, but I don't think it's unlikely at Worlds, but I still want to say it is Lee Sin. I hope that Lee Sin is a highly contested jungler. As much as, like, I know, Nick, you hate seeing Lee Sin in every game. He's one of the most interesting junglers in the game to watch, at least.
I mean, yes, to watch, absolutely. I have zero problem with him being like picked competitively often. Mm-hmm. I just hate playing against him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, I would love to see. I actually would love to see some Volibear, and I think we're gonna see some. Obviously, I mean, I'd love to see more Kiana, and then I think my boy Tarek. I'd love to see some Tarek. I think good Tarek play is really entertaining to watch. However, I don't think he can be picked in like a not cheese lane, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah. And then finally, yeah, any champ you hope won't be in Worlds.
I kind of don't want to see Aatrox either. Get him out of here.
Yeah. Okay, so the problem is, like, he's good, Colton, the fact that he's probably one of the only melee characters that can win range lane matches. I think that's his one cool thing about him. He's a blind pickable top laner, which is very rare, I think. So that's, I guess, the only merit to him, because in other situations you have people just like getting counterpicked so fucking hard top lane, so he at least allows for that. But I agree. I don't think he's fun to watch as a character.
Yeah. This is tough. I'm fine with, I think, any champion being there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have maybe Jace. I just don't find Jace like play to be very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think there's going to be too much of it, though.
Yeah.
Nice. Play in region? What would it be?
What are the play-in regions?
The answer is LMS.
I actually think Brazil is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, those are probably the only two options, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely, like, obviously Brazil. I mean, not Brazil. LMS is the most obvious, I think, go to. I think there's a world in which, not this year, but like down the future, that something like Japan could start doing really well. But not yet. And isn't Thailand like, no, is it fuck. No, it's Vietnam. No, Vietnam is LMS, right? It's Taiwan then. Taiwan is like fucking exploding with League players, I believe, like recently. Like their League population is going up. Like they're like one of the only regions that's like growing, I think. Like fast.
That's really cool, actually.
So maybe that.
Can I change my answer?
Yeah.
NA.
Yeah. Good one.
Oh, got him. I'm just kidding.
Mr. Cook.
Thank you, Chris, and congratulations to baby Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Last email's from Michael, and it's a two-parter. That I think was like pretty good. He said, I left you guys a 5-starry on iTunes, but it doesn't appear to be there. I used some master tier puns and was super proud of it, but now I'm tilted because I can't reread, and I'm the only one who can remember the title. Oh, and the only one I can remember was the title, which was Olaf a Minute, but I don't get that one. Maybe someone smarter than me can explain it.
It's hold off a minute. That's the best I got. Hold on. That's
Olaf a Minute? Olaf a Minute.
if you're pronouncing it wrong.
Maybe it's a laugh a minute.
A laugh a minute.
A laugh a minute. That's good.
That's so clever.
Oh man. See, that's the college coming out. We're so proud. And he says, I'm sure you would all agree with that kind of witty banter. You were in for a treat. With that being said, like Pizza Feet Tarek, not all good things last forever, so rip my review. Anyway, I went on in the review to say that I credit you guys with my first bit of success since coming back to League this season. From your advice, I one-tricked Garen, and I'm currently sitting in Silver 3 with a 56.5% win rate on him at the time of writing. After 3 failed promos to 2, I'm deflated, but I'm feeling confident I'll finish this season gold minimum, which is superb for me because I had so much time out. With that being said, Fire Emblem came out on the Switch, and honestly, that game is fucking superb. So I'll probably go back to League and be dog shit after the rumored 200 hours I'll put into it. My question for the boys is, who is the champ that you know is super easy to beat, but that you just dread seeing in lane? For me, it's either Urgot or Alawi. No matter how strong I am or how behind they go, those champs will shit on me or my team, and it drives me insane. I then get flamed because it's just Urgot or just Tentacle Bitch. So who's super easy to beat but is your League nemesis? P.S. Love the show and will try to post another review, but maybe worth looking into why iTunes hates any of your reviews after 2014. Signed, what? Singed Michael? See what I did there? Nice. P.S. Here's my stats for when you inevitably tear into me for not being as good as I think I've been. I'm trying, man. And then he links his LOL Mobalytics, which I'm not sure what that is.
It's just like it does analytics
Gotcha.
for MOBA games and gives like stats breaking down like your vision score, your CSing, your all that kind of stuff. It just gives you some data to work with and try and understand like where you can improve.
So I think before we get into the LOL Mobalytics, let's answer who's our League nemesis. Easy champ that we always lose to.
Who do I always lose to? The OP ones.
Yeah.
It's
Who do I
want to say Aatrox. I feel like it's because I'm like I'm sure there's statistics, right, that you could see who you lose to the most, but I feel like the characters that are like win more characters, like I'm not talking about current, but like when old Aatrox when he would revive during fights, like
Yes.
I remember losing to Aatrox more than any other character because he's just like when he's winning, he's fucking obnoxious. So I would say Aatrox, but it might not be the actual right answer.
I feel like I die to Talons at like level 2 way more than I should. Because I'm just like, I'll be fine. He doesn't do that much damage.
Yeah. Hey, you're responsible for core the first one. I'll say Lee Sin. I don't think he's necessarily like a hard champ to play. I think he's a hard champ to play like super well, but I always lose against Lee Sins. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And then the second part of his email, Dear Diary, after submitting my email last week, I've had nothing but dog shit games where my team is fed and I've played bad because I'm so angry. I've been cursed by the Blue Basket himself. Forward on to 15 people, otherwise you will have bad luck for 3 seasons. 1 out of 5 stars. Will listen every week for the rest of my life. Thanks for not everything. P.S. Don't look at the link I sent you in the last email. Feelsbadman.jpg. Hey, bud, guess what? We're
we got
looking
it.
at it.
Aw.
We looking. We got our eyes.
I mean,
up in
honestly,
it.
it doesn't look that bad. Like, in the past 30 days, he's gone from bronze 1 to silver 3, which is pretty impressive. So, I think, like, stick with it. Like, you know, you're still at 100 games, which isn't the biggest sample size. So, and I mean, you're winning 53 games out of every, 100, which is still pretty impressive.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, stick with it, bud. You'll do it. I think gold easy for you. And that'll do it for episode 390. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter at LeagueCast, not LeagueCastFrost. On Facebook, we are LeagueCast. Come talk to us on TeamSpeak, ts@leaguecastpodcast.com. And if you'd like Discord information, you can send us an email to mail@leaguecastpodcast.com. Twitch.tv/bluebasket and /KingLardout are where we stream. And finally, if you want to support us financially on Patreon, you can to patreon.com/LeagueCast. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.